Hi, I'm Dr. Angela Yeagley. Welcome to Sage Health TV. Today I want to review the top 5 energy killers and what might be making you exhausted or chronically fatigued and what you can do about it. So, number 1, you lack the sufficient amount of energy vitamins. So most people think, well, I'm taking my multivitamin. I have a really clean diet, which is awesome. That is so good. But many times because of the stress of the world or GMO foods, it's not enough to really optimize the amount of vitamins that actually make you feel your best. So what do you do? Which vitamins should you be looking at? So the top ones when we have somebody come in and we're looking at chronic fatigue is your vitamin Bs, and that's all of them, not just B12. So a lot of people get caught in that trap of saying, well, my doctor checked the one B12 and it was just fine. You got to go further than that. Then also looking at iron, stores of iron, magnesium, and then there are some other ones like glutathione that can be very helpful for brain and memory and brain fog. So, you know, taking that list, I mean, all of these can be done in a traditional lab. There is a specialty lab that we really like that goes way deeper and looks at antioxidants and trace minerals. And that, I mean, if you're really looking to understand a lot about your body, you know, come on in, we'd be happy to do that for you. But really, again, you need to step back and look at, you know, where your body could use some help. So number two energy killer is getting way too much sugar in your diet. So now, of course, everybody knows, like when you bring that sugar in the moment, it's delicious, it's wonderful, it's amazing, it gives you some energy. But typically, how long does that last? You know, a few minutes, maybe, you know, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. And then what happens, so we have a huge spike of insulin and then you crash. And actually, ultimately, it makes you tired. So what I recommend to people is to, you know, clean out everything in the house, because if it's not there, then it can't tempt you. And then do a 2-week sugar elimination, which is processed carbs, added sugars, even like high glycemic fruits like bananas or even peaches. But what you can do actually are the keto approved fruits are actually okay, like the raspberries and blackberries are good. Now you might find when you start this 2-week elimination that actually in the beginning you feel more tired. You're like, wait a second, this is supposed to help me, what is going on? Well, you're actually going through a detox at that time. And you know, worst case scenario for people that have big, you know, sugar addictions, I've seen it last like 5 days, but actually that's been about the maximum for people that actually have really, really poor diets. If you can make it through that, you know, really when you get to that other side, it's like your energy is going to be so much more even. And then usually it's a good time to then reassess your long-term diet. Number 3. You really don't sleep well. Number 3 energy killer. So you know, typically most people know, I don't sleep well, you know, but you don't always know why. You know, really, say if you snore or somebody notices you stop breathing, you really should be assessed for sleep apnea, and you know, you have to have your doctor refer you for that. But I really have seen amazing transformation with just addressing that cause. The cool thing is that people sometimes will avoid doing that because they really don't want that big machine. But I'm telling you, which I think is really amazing, you can actually get a sleep dental device that will actually just shift your jaw and start working on opening your palate. And many holistic sleep dentists will offer this, and you can avoid the machine completely and still get a lot of the same results. So, you know, it doesn't absolutely mean you're gonna have to use that. So the other part, which you probably have heard, is doing good sleep hygiene. So it's like dark room, not having a TV in your room, making sure it's cool, don't have your animals in there. Although I get a lot of, you know, fight and feedback from that one. Like, no, Misty has to stay in the bedroom. And that's fine, as long as you're addressing all the rest of these things. You know, look at getting a blue light blocker app on your phone. Try to avoid TV and all of that, you know, at least an hour before you go to bed. And then, you know, what we look at, you know, it's really good to review this with someone if your sleep is is really poor, because there are a lot of things also that we can add. Like, say, for instance, in menopausal or perimenopausal women, you know, progesterone can be off, and if we add natural progesterone, it can be like a miracle worker for sleep. So if you're one of those ladies, you know, reach out to me and let's explore that. So number 4 energy killer, and I really want you to pay attention to this one, because most people only reach the surface of this, is looking and testing that, you know, you actually have poor glandular function. So glands in the body, what is that? So that's your thyroid, that's your adrenal glands, that's your pituitary gland for growth hormone. So again, with thyroid, you may have had like a TSH measured, but you really need to dive deeper. You need the additional, all the additional testing that goes with that, like free T3, free T4, the TPO and TG antibodies, and then adrenals, it's cortisol, DHEA, and then growth hormone. This is a very specific one that we're looking more into, because we're really finding, especially again in those older ladies and older men, and that could be 40s, you know, I hate saying it's older, but older, we start seeing changes in our body, you know, 50s, 60s, 70s, that we start, there are a lot of people that go through a little bit of growth hormone insufficiency, and if we can find that and treat that, it actually makes a pretty cool difference in their energy and their metabolism. So you need to, again, thyroid, adrenal gland, and growth hormone. Those would be my top 3. And then really also diving in, that's not glandular, but hormones in general. You know, men testosterone, women balancing and having optimal bioidentical hormones. So number 5, top 5 energy killer, is that you have a methylation defect. You're probably like, what in the world are you talking about? Like, I don't even know what you just said. What that is, so methylation is, it comes back to your genetics, your vitamin genetics, and it's the ability to create energy and to detoxify. We look at, when somebody comes in office, I really like to start with testing their MTHFR, but then we can dive a little deeper and look at the other methylation possible mutations, and that is like MTRR, MTR, COMT, but it really creates a very well-rounded picture. And I'm telling you, this is really the future of holistic and anti-aging medicine, actually, because this is kind of the ultimate in personalized medicine for tailoring your vitamin picture, and as well as your risk factors, and your other your other like needs, your vitamin needs, mineral needs, antioxidant needs. So again, love to guide you through that. There's a medical report we like through strategene.org that we interpret for you. So if you have any questions on that, please come in and see us. So again, number 1, you're lacking vitamins, energy vitamins. Number 2, you're eating too much sugar. Number 3, you're not sleeping. Number 4, you have poor glandular function. Number 5, that you have a methylation defect. So now you don't have to just have one of these. It could be, you know, you have 3 of the 5, or, you know, you have all of them. I've seen that. So if you're not feeling well, if you're chronically tired, or, you know, or you're just like you're like, I know I used to have way more energy than this, and you know, I want to get back to that place. Let us guide you. Let us help you in this area. So thank you so much for joining me. Reach out at sagemedclinic.com, and we will see you next time.